The following is an exclusive presentation of the Yes Network.
On today's Yes Network magazine.
Met an artist that won't wait until next year. Now, the name Frank Galasso might not mean anything to you, but if he has his way, someday he'll join the ranks of the top sports cartoonists ever to take a pen to paper. But first, he has some work to do.
For decades, newspapers relied on illustrators to capture breaking news by using cartoonists instead of photographs to illustrate top stories.
Cartoons worked in a way that a sports writer could not, because cartoons relayed a tremendous amount of information with very little text.
And he did it! Joltin' Joe jolts a home.
With games in different time zones, artists would be called upon to capture a moment they never saw, but instead was relayed to them over the radio. And one of the earliest sports cartoonists was the late Al Hirschfeld, who made a living drawing Joe DiMaggio long before he ever set foot in a Broadway theater. We talked to Hirschfeld just months before his death.
Is there a greater challenge in working on, say, a sports figure than there is a Broadway star?
No. I love doing sports drawing because they have great action, and you can defy gravity with it, you can have them almost like ballet, like dancing. And it lends itself for my kind of drawing, actually.
And for the past 44 years, sports have lent itself to the pen of Bill Gallo of the New York Daily News, regarded by many as one of the best and last sports cartoonists in a fading art form.
I and all the other sports cartoons that were successful want to hold the reader by making them look, making them either smile, making them mad, making them think, doing something by my words, by my drawing. I have to get a reaction from them.
First and foremost, Bill Gallo is a journalist. He is a newspaper man through and through who happens to draw pictures.
Sports writer Phil Pepe knew some of the best cartoonists ever to grace the sports pages of newspapers, and he ranks Gallo as one of the best.
Number two, he is a fan, and he's the kind of guy who speaks for every man.
Since 1960, Bill Gallo has told stories through his work, capturing some of the most unforgettable and sometimes sad moments in sports, drawing on the emotion of the reader as well as the fan.
I have a rapport with the reader. I can tell by the email I get for years. And it's almost like I talk their language.
But nothing can last forever, and when Gallo does finally put down his pen, no one is certain if he'll be replaced. One reason is that fewer artists are looking to newspapers to make a living drawing sports cartoons.
As you have seen newspapers lose space over the years, they have actually lost some of their specialties. We have decided to preserve that particular piece of real estate.
The decline of editorial space in America's newspapers over the past 3 decades is just one reason young artists are discouraged from pursuing a career in sports animation. But one Rhode Island artist isn't just trying to get his work on the sports pages, he's trying to save an entire genre.
It was born here in America, and as a part of our lives, our fathers' lives, our grandfathers' lives. It needs to be preserved for that main reason.
For the past 10 years, artist Frank Galasso has been making his work available to anyone willing to publish it. Today he's in 36 newspapers at any given time, but he is still in the minority of artists making a living in sports cartooning. But even the master sees potential.
The only thing I hope is that some editor sees what I see. There's a lot of potential in here.
And while the art may fade, Galasso is on a mission to pick up the reins and keep the art form going.
Is there a chance of me fading away? Absolutely not. It's going to be around, and I'm going to see to it that it's here for a long time.